Have in the studio the head of communications or communications advisor to the president. Good afternoon, Ben Dotse, Malor, and thanks for joining us.
A very good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Right. Were you on the trip?
I was on the trip. We came back late yesterday.
Okay.
Wonderful trip, productive trip.
All right. I mean, what informed this distribution of free shoes? Are children complaining?
No. The president was speaking at what used to be the Gihok shoe factory. This shoe factory went defunct. It went dead. The focus of the president, John Dramani Mahama, was how this dead situation has been brought back to life, generating income, employing a lot of people, and now it is not Gihok but it's Dihok, because there is a defense element where shoes, sandals, and boots are being produced for our own soldiers, the police, customs, immigration, even fire service. And this is a positive story of what can happen when we get the right interventions in place. Even now they are getting ready or getting demands for their shoes from neighboring countries. So the focus of the president is to show in the Made in Ghana context what he was saying at the State of the Nation, that look, we can't do many of these things, we can produce many of these things. Here at home we have the means, we have the capacity, and this factory, the shoe factory in Kumasi, is an example of this. If they can continue in this way, then it can lead to other things. You
mentioned that they already produce, and I mean they do that of the military, we understand. And so why them in particular, and do they have the capacity to take, I mean this is huge.
They've come a very long way. And again, we should acknowledge where they are coming from. The place was totally defunct, and now if you go there, you see that there is life there. They are building the capacity. They need to be supported, they need to be encouraged, they need to be have their work highlighted so that we can see them delivering even more than they are doing now. This is, let's say, a factory that is more than ready to even do more. And it's just such a great positive story reflecting the president's agenda to transform, so that instead of using the scarce resources we have as Ghanaians to go buy these shoes and bring them in, we are producing the shoes here. The quality is good, so good that even other nations want to take the shoes from the Kumasi shoe factory, the Dihok factory, and soldiers want the best. But you
also have mentioned that, I mean, they need support, we need to encourage them. So monetary, let's look at monetary wise. I know the president has directed the education ministry, trade ministry to look at it. So how much are we looking at? Have we been able to, because we've got to factor in the financial implications of this.
No problem. Those are very important aspects that the finance ministry, the education ministry, and the Minister for Trade, they can also give you those details when you get them on your program. But the focus has been to go there and you see the workers, the leadership at this factory, knowing that they are appreciated, something that we can all pick up. I don't have the specifics for you, but you can get them immediately or readily from the relevant ministries.
Right, but have we been able to even sit down? I mean, have we thought it through to say, well, it may work, it may not work, in terms of what design are we looking at? Who gets to benefit from this? Have we done that?
At this stage, that is not where we are now. And again, that is why you listen to the president carefully. You know that these things are calibrated and carefully thought out, with the relevant ministries needing to come together to put the flesh on the bone of what has been put there. And that will be done going forward.
It will be done.
You need to look at it.
I know that wasn't the only thing the president... Okay, go ahead.
Okay, you were going ahead.
Go ahead and
that wasn't the only... It's good you are trying to look at the other things the president did. Yesterday we were privileged to be at what is probably the largest poultry farm.
That's what I was coming to.
Thank you. The largest poultry farm in Kwabre East, in an area close to Mamponten, outside on the fringes of Kumasi. And it was fantastic to go to this place, occupying tens of acres, several football fields, where they're producing not just eggs, not just poultry birds, but they're also delivering day-old chicks. They are exporting feed, they are producing the feed there. You have at least 500 Ghanaian brothers and sisters who are employed there. You see the technology, and they have standards that are very high, and they've been in business for so long, and they are benefiting from the incentives they are getting from the Ministry of Agriculture and from the government. And you should have been there to see the national chairman of the Ghana Poultry Farmers Association, together with the Deputy Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Hannah Bisu. And they were there basically when they expressed their satisfaction about how the president is now leading focus on agriculture, and then made in Ghana. Also, we should produce what we eat and eat what we produce. And again, this is a place that they are also getting demands from neighboring countries, Burkina Faso, from Togo, even from Cote d'Ivoire, for the products that are coming from there. Again, something worthy of emulation, and we should be aware of. I wish TV3 could manage we should send a TV crew and do a 30-minute documentary
yeah, but I want to even stay on the issue of poultry because it's huge. I've had the opportunity to interview a few poultry owners, and they are not very excited. I mean, you speak of a very green story from Mampong, which is great, but how are we then supporting them to direct it, not just so they can meet even local demand, because we're taking a lot of them, but from outside?
Right now, they are even having more demand that they can deliver. And that is why the president went there. The president could have gone to any other place in the Ashanti region. Of course, we went to Tepa, where you have a lot of cocoa production. We went to Asante Mampong, where there is a newly completed water rehabilitation system for the people and the communities around the area. The president chose to go to Akate Farms because Akate Farms exemplifies what this president is trying to say, that we in Ghana, we've got what it takes to produce what we eat and eat what we produce. Honestly, if you get a TV crew there to just see how the workers were excited, you see the level of commitment, the productivity, and they take you through the whole farm. You have to drive several minutes through the farm, and then they take you to where they are producing feed that they are sealing themselves, and the bags are being exported. This is the kind of industry the president is telling all of us we can do. We have what it takes. It's not like a guinea pig project or we are trying something. These are industries that are being supported by the Ministry of Agriculture and also the Ministry of Trade, and the president is fully backing them. They were thankful for the president being there yesterday.
Well, I asked, but not just for him, but for all the others, because I'm sure there are other markets, there are small farms around who equally serve. I know of Mavis Farm, where there's a fantastic poultry producer there. How do those people also reach out, get to benefit from this? Because then the bigger one is enjoying, because the president clearly noticed him.
No. What goes to one spreads to the other. The focus, yes, we may be using Akate Farms. Any other smaller farm, poultry farm, or any other, Ghanaian enterprise that is trying to produce the things the president listed in the State of the Nation address. For example, every year we are spending more than 1 billion Ghanaian cedis to import rice, to import frozen poultry, frozen fish, vegetable oil, things that are being produced in Ghana and can be extended. So every other smaller farmer, and that is why I mentioned the fact that it was significant yesterday when President Mahama was at Akate Farms, that you saw there the national chairman of the Ghana Poultry Farmers Association, glad and happy and excited to compliment the president for drawing the focus on what is being done in the poultry sector in this country. The same goes to all the other sectors, so that we can produce our own rice, we can produce our own vegetable oil, the tomato factories, sugar cane. We should have our own sugar. I've never seen sugar where you can distinguish between sugar that is Ghana made and sugar that is foreign made. And those are the things, the Commander Sugar Factory, the president has acquired the facilities, the resources, so we revive those things. And even we, some of us who went to university, we can come out of university to say agriculture is profitable now. With the help that the government will give, I want to go into agriculture. So those are the things the president is trying to do for the good of Ghana.
All right. Where are we with the 200 schools?
Progress is proceeding on that.
When in fact, in Ashanti, what exactly?
No, sites are being identified through the Ministry of Education. Again, you can get full details from the ministry. But the president is committed to these 200 senior high schools being constructed within the time frame that he has mentioned.
All right. And finally, before you go, this is actually a comment from our viewer. He's asking, why don't we straighten what we have and strengthen before we add on?
That's a very good question. And President Mahama is the kind of person who, we didn't go to the Ashanti region, if you realize, to launch new projects. We went to the Ashanti region where the Gihok shoe factory is back to life. So we are strengthening what is there. We went to Akate Farms, the poultry farm, to say that this is a commitment of government to support you. We went to Asante Mampo, where there has been a completed water rehabilitation system serving several communities. And then we went to Tepa, where from January this year, they have started constructing a district hospital for the people of Tepa and neighboring communities. You should be there to see the Tepa Omanhene or Tepa Hene, where he, at the end of several points he raised at the Durbar, he called on everybody in the Durbar to rise up and thank the president for initializing or starting work on this district project. You should go see there. So a lot is happening, and we just need to be, yes, let's focus on what we need to get right, but let's also complement what has been done.
All right, thank you very much. Ben Dotse Malor is the head of communication at the presidency. He was speaking about the 3 places the president visited. The shoe he talked about, that's a poultry and also water expansion projects in Mampong. Thank you very much for joining us in the studio. You can also keep sending your